Mr. So,
Yeah,
as the commandant of the airports, what does it take to police international airports, taking into consideration the complex nature of the place?
yeah, it is true. It is this policing the international airport. It is very, very difficult. At the same time, it's very, very sensitive. Mostly, you are dealing with the foreigners and the visitors also. Most of the time, they arrived and they depart. This is a point of entry. Whatever happens, as a foreigner, the first visitor, whatever happens at the international airport, he has taken the impression that that is a correct replica of what is happening in the country. So with the police, depends on the report. If there's any report of criminality involved elsewhere, we rush in and we take proper charge of the situation.
Okay. We've had stories and complaints from Nigerians and foreigners alike alleging being extorted by some security agencies. As the officer representing the Nigeria Police Force, what are the steps you've taken to checkmate the alleged corrupt practice?
Yeah, that is true. We have some cases alleging, but we don't have direct complaint to us. And unfortunately, where these agencies are, the police don't go there. We are always outside. If there's anything, they should call on us. They should report back to us if there's anything. But most of the times, when there's cases like that, we don't even heard about it. Except in extreme cases, and the case is reported to us, but something like extortion and the rest of it, we don't know, we won't be there. And most unfortunately, the victim himself don't even come forward to report to the police. We have a police post somewhere in the airport here where they can easily report. And I happen to be involved in the organizing, from time to time, lectures we have some meetings where we have to discuss things like that and find solution to them. I was one of the members of the Airport Reform Committee. Things like that comes up. We have such a complaint. We try as much as possible to see the way we can be able to address it, even by introducing the pamphlet, handbills for the first visitors who are coming into Nigeria for the first time, so that they should not be misled by any individual, by any agencies, and the rest of it all. And also, we recommended that there should be, from time to time, announcement on the, at the arrival hall, also at the departure hall, so that to get the visitors alert of what is happening, so they should not go into the wrong hands.
Yeah,
Things like
you're
that.
talking. You just said that they should, the victims should report to police post, but uh, it's from the look of things, the police post at the place it is now. I'm sure several Nigerians and visitors would not know that they have a police post there,
Mm.
and if they are being extorted inside
Mm.
arrival, and these people, because of the nature of what they have been told, how do you now expect them when they know that they don't have police posts because it's not conspicuous?
Mm.
They only see policemen around. How do you expect them to just walk to a policeman to say, I have been extorted by a government, a security, which of course is another arm of government, parastatal? Eh, what have you done as the commandant of the police wing to ensure that people are enlightened to know that there's a police post in this airport command?
Yeah, you see, we have a limited number of personnel going around the departure as well as arrival. And if, for instance, I take it, I, I, if it is, I put the complaint in my issues. If it is me, something happens to me, as soon as I came back from, as soon as I came up from the arrival hall, I will look for anybody whom I can be able to ask so that they can lead me to the police station. I quite agree with you that the police post is not within the reach of the arriving passenger immediately. It is somehow a little bit far away from that. And if, without you asking someone to lead you there, you cannot be able to locate the place. But definitely I expect the passengers, if they agree, they should ask anybody around, where is the police post, because I want to leave my complaint. Or if it is one is fortunate, you can see one across on by or on patrol, it is even better. One can be able to really complain. And I'm sure if there's a complaint made, we can be able to do something. Because the Constitution did not restrict us to go to anywhere. Anywhere we can, anywhere part of this country, the Constitution permitted us to go. But where the report is not there, it's difficult to find a policeman there.
Okay. We've been talking about the international airport being a gateway to the nation, and you have agreed with us that a first-timer to this country gets in contact with a Nigerian at the airport. What is your command doing to checkmate the growing rate of touting? We hear touting is back to the airport, international and local airports.
Yeah, it is not true that touting is back. All along, the police and the airport have been trying their best to see that arrest is made and the prosecution also. But the unfortunate thing is that the law against the touting is very, very mild. To some extent, I don't blame the judiciary for that. It is actually the law. And people nowadays don't have anything doing, they just have to come to the airport and hang around, and we keep on arresting them and prosecuting them. And after the prosecution, maybe they serve for maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they still have to come back to the airport again. And we have to continue to do exactly what we have been doing. To some extent, with this latest, this handbill and some announcement we are making, at least it's keeping the passengers aware that we have to do directly with the airline agencies, but not the tout.
Okay.
Yes.
We are under a political, civilian regime, which is, of course, a new political dispensation. What is it like policing in this period?
Yeah, policing in the democratic dispensation, it doesn't make a lot of difference to us. During the military, we do the same, and also, and during the democratic dispensation, we execute the same plan. The laws under which we operate is still there, and nothing touches, because we operate under the Constitution, as well as the Police Act. So it doesn't make any difference to us, but definitely, because the people are clamoring for democratic dispensation, it is being welcomed, and actually we are operating the way we're supposed to operate. It's ruled by the law, it's the best all over the world. And this is exactly what is happening today in Nigeria. Everybody has his own right.
Yeah, is the freedom
Yes.
being abused? Do people respect the law?
They do.
God.
The people respect the law. They do respect the law, and those that fail to respect the law, at least they should be prosecuted. They'll be prosecuted.
Okay. We've talked about some problems. We want you now to tell us what is it like? What is the typical problems policing airport command? Those problems you have.
The problem associated with the policing the airport commands are numerous. The policemen in the airport here, they have to be trained to work at the airport. Even apart from the normal training we have to be trained to work at the airport, because we are working today with the aviation industry, which is the most sensitive in nature. A minute somebody is in Nigeria, a second is, after 1, 2 minutes, 5 minutes is no longer in Nigeria. Those are the people we find in our mix. So whatever we're doing here, we must make sure we are doing exactly what we're supposed to do as a police and as a nation. And we have a number of cases. The airlines also commit offenses. The agencies you are talking about also commit offenses. And you see, in those days, we have situation where arriving plane will be stopped midway, runway, and get it robbed by some bandit. But today, the airspace is very, very safe. The runways are very, very safe because we have intensified patrol, we have intensified armed patrol, and the security, so to say, it's very, very good. You see, it's not everybody who can just go and drive to the tarmac. We have special people who are trained for that, and they have mandated to do such job. They are the same people carrying the policemen from one place to another with a view to secure the places. In terms of the airlines also, you see, we have some cases where they report. The unfortunate thing is that not all of them decided or agree to be reporting cases to us.
Why is that so?
Yeah, the reason is, you see, we look at it on the other way. They don't want to lose customers. Because somebody came with a fake ticket, for instance, KLF. He came with a fake ticket. If it is discovered that he has fake ticket, you understand, they have to just refuse him entry. They will not allow him to use the etiquette. But we wouldn't know. But by so doing, each time we had a meeting with them, we used to let them know. So by so doing, you are compounding a felony. If you let us know, this is the fake ticket, and this is the person that is producing it before you, we get him arrested, we investigate to know how he came across this fake ticket. But the unfortunate thing is that very, very few airlines agree to forward people, things like that to us. But we keep on campaigning, we tell them that, look, you don't have to. Sometimes they have fake passport. We have cases in Lagos State where they trade passengers to their respective places and rob them of their passport and their belongings at the same time, and the same passport again be used by somebody else. So those are the things, when there's anything irregular against a passenger, you shouldn't bother. You shouldn't think that if you take him to the police, you should be prosecuted and you are going to lose the passenger, because meaning that by KLM, for instance, if a suspected person brought a fake ticket or fake passport, if he been taken up, that means whatever happens again, he will never like to use same airline again because of the security of that airline. That is why they keep on confirming this kind of offenses. But to us, we don't like it. We'll keep on campaigning, telling them that that's not the best way. They should always report things like that to us so that appropriate action should be taken.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, foreigners being due to come through this airport, what are the police doing to help these foreigners from falling victims?
Yeah, we had cases. We have cases that, you see, it's difficult, except there is surveillance. Under surveillance, we get some of them arrested. You can see sometimes the relationship between the black and the white is not all that cordial. So many that they don't know each other. Maybe they are just beginning to know us at that time. So things like that, we accosted them. If we discover that they are the right people that we are looking for, well, we take the foreigners and quickly inform the embassy. They come to the airport and pick their personnel, and we started also investigating on the side of the 419. That's what we have been doing, and we have been succeeding. It is a very, very sensitive issue, because you can sometimes accosted the right people. The day you accosted the right people, you are also in problem. But the day you accosted, the day you accosted the genuine people, not by genuine people, that actually he's been invited to the country and he has some businesses doing and the rest of it. The day you accosted them, there could be some problem. But normally, when we had things like that, we try to mellow things down so that they will not be believing that we are just there to embarrass them. But in some cases, we get across to the right people that they are bringing them into the country with the view to do that. Such people, we quickly get them and get across to the embassy. This is, you should be here and take care of people because they are in this country on a mission yet to be identified, but we are trying to establish that for the time being, so that they can be in a safe hand. Please send somebody to get them to your own embassy, and they do it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Soho.
Yes,
We have this question we ask all the officers we come in contact with. We want you to share an exciting experience with us as you grow in your field, in your career. We want you to remember an exciting thing, period, in your life that you want to share with the viewers.
The exciting time I have in my life.
Yeah, maybe you've done cases that you want to remember.
Yeah.
You want to share some experiences with.
Well, I say, as a policeman, we always make cases. There's a lot of number of cases we made because anywhere we go, we make some cases that are very, very important to us. I wouldn't like to go into details, but I'm sure we have a number of them. We have a number of them. Sometimes we even do the cases.
No, we want you to personalize it. One case that you would want to remember even after your retirement, that, I, Soho, as a policeman, handled this matter and I'm satisfied with the way I handled the matter.
Okay, there's a case of car theft, which I remembered. I handled that case of car theft even when I was a divisional police officer. I started with that case from a case reported to my command, and the way we were investigating. Along the line, we stumbled into information, and we started tracing the information. It go to a stage I cannot even move further because it happens that I have to extend my investigation to outside Nigeria. What I did was that I have to liaise with the Interpol, and I get some of my men. The Interpol get me some of their personnel, and we move across. And actually, at the end of the day, we recover that. I was so happy about that case because the way we follow it off. We follow that case to the logical conclusion. And the times also come when the robbers again came back for another robbery operation again. We arrested them, and through interrogation, one of them revealed that he was the actual person who did that. He was in that gang that did that operation. So you see, it's from one case to another. The first case, no suspect at the initial stage, but we were able to recover the vehicle outside Nigeria. But after, again, within the same period, again, there was another robbery operation, suspect arrested, and there was conclusional statement made. There's one in custom we are still doing, but because we have not got to the bottom, I wouldn't like to say it, but that is also going to be a remarkable one by the time we finally get through. I wouldn't like to say anything over it, but I'm telling you, in my stay in the airport as airport deputy commissioner of police, that could have been the case that I will continue to remember, because so far we have done marvelous. We are moving ahead, but it is not easy for me to start saying exactly what it's all about, simply because I'm afraid so that the information will not leak.
Okay.
So that's the situation.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Soho.
Yes.
As a commandant of the airport, what does it take to police the international airport, taking into consideration the complex nature of the place?
Yeah, you see, it is true. It is a complex place, international airport. We're dealing with the foreigners most of the times, and also visitors, first-timers, and the rest of it all. The policy is clearly very, very difficult because it's sensitive.
Okay, question two.
Yeah, we've had stories and complaints from Nigerians and foreigners allegedly being extorted by some security agencies at the international airport. As the officer in charge, what are the steps you've taken to checkmate the alleged corrupt practices?
Yes, you see, we have not got this complaint direct as being alleged. And the areas where these foreigners supposedly
Two for question three, go.
Okay, the international airport is said to be a gateway to the nation, and a first-time visitor to Nigeria comes in contact with people at the airport. What is your command doing to check the growing rate of touting at local and international airport?
we have been arresting, investigating them, and later they are prosecuting them.
Okay.
Next question.
Yeah, we are under the a new political dispensation. What is it like policing? No, let me reframe it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we are under a civilian. God. Yeah, we're under. What is policing like under a political dispensation?
It's all the same. It's all the same. We don't have the law has not been changed. We are just the, well, I mean, the police are still doing their job as a policeman. It doesn't change at all. It's what the people are clamoring for, and they have got it so. Law and order is being
Okay.
maintained.
Next question.
What are the typical problems policing the airport's command?
Yes, there's a lot of problems. A lot of problems in the sense that, you see, not everybody is allowed to go into the airport. I mean, to pass through the screening point and the rest of it. Places are barricaded.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, foreigners are being duped. Foreigners that are being duped come through these airports. What is the police doing to help the foreigners from falling victim?
Well, there is a radio communication from time to time. We have handbills, pamphlet for the arriving passengers.
Okay.
And on their own, there's a surveillance we set up. If we suspect somebody, we go. I mean, we trust.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Soho, you were while explaining what you do at the airport and your relationship as to people being extorted by security agencies. You did mention that victims should complain to the police at the police post. Your police post is a bit far, and it is not every Nigerian using the airport that knows that you have a police post at that point. Now, how do you expect a victim to report to the police post when they are not aware?
Okay. If I were the victim and this kind of thing happens to me outside Nigeria,
It's really
Yeah.
action.
I did ask you what is it like to police under the democratic dispensation. I would also want you to say if Nigerians respect the law under this dispensation.
Nigerians do respect the law. Those that fail to respect the law, they face the music. But I'm telling you, they do.
Okay.
They have a lot of respect for them.
Say something.
Hello? Where are you now? Speaking. Where are you? Where are you? What time?
Go ahead and answer it.
Okay. Hello? Afternoon. Who's calling? Okay. Barisa Yakubu. Oh, how are you? Yeah. How's things with you? Fine, thank you. Yeah. No, the matter is in court already. It's in court already. Because we can't keep them for so long. It's in court already. Keja court. Yes. No, magistrate court. Huh? I know. No, you know they. Yes. Okay, God bless. Okay, was that also? Okay. God bless. Thank you. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah. You are ready.
Yes, we will go now. But unfortunately, my car is not.
No, we'll have a. Okay, Oga wants to talk to you. Oga, no, don't stay behind you in front of you. Oga, talk to them as if you're giving instructions. Face the camera.
It's alright, I'll go to.
Like this one that is taken out.
Base station coming for Oscar Tango. Base station coming for Oscar Tango.
That should be local.
Huh?
That should be local.
Oh, okay. That's local.
It's local, sir.
It's going to look. We would repeat that question again.
So what's security like on the tarmac?
On the tarmac.
Of the airport?
The security at the tarmac is perfect these days. We don't have any complaint for the first 2 years, so to say.
Okay, you don't usually have these bandits coming in to hijack plane or trying to destruct planes that are taken off.
No, not at all. For the first 2 years, we don't have any complaint. The security at the air tarmac is perfect. The patrol is being intensified. We have bowmen, armed men. So that is it at its present position.
So what have you done about all these farmers who farm around the airport?
They don't farm any longer. As you can see, now there's no farming around. There's no farming around. There's no farming around, of course.
Some other thing you want us to know that we don't know?
Yes, there was some farmers in those days, but we try as much as possible to discourage them from coming to the tarmac because it's very, very risky for them to be at the tarmac.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we go now. You can go on your normal patrol.
You are back, eh? No problem. Okay, yes, sir. Thank you. We are finished the assignment. So it's already